Hey dudes. Okay, I haven't done a video in a while, but I got a request. Someone was interested in seeing my second yearbook journal. I do have a flip video for the first one, but this is the second one. I probably finished this maybe 2 or 3 months ago, so probably sometime around this past summer. But for whatever reason, I never really did a flip video of it. I'm honestly not as happy with this one as I was the last one, but there was a lot of things going on when I worked on this book that made it, some of it's not very pretty, and it was just more getting some difficult emotional feelings out. Anyway, this is it. It is an old yearbook, 1971. And I got it at an estate sale. It does have all the signatures and everything. I think I've showed parts of it before in other videos, but this time I'm going to go through the whole thing. Usually I start, this is just a piece of paper that's covering up my address, but you know, here's like a little Polaroid selfie, and this is just, I usually do a self-portrait on the first page, so that's what that is. As you can see, very sad girl. Like I told you, this one, there's not a lot of real pretty, you know, artwork here that I'm super proud to show off. But it was a good experience for me working on this, because it did help me kind of deal with a lot of negative things that were going on. So I'm just gonna flip through. If you have any questions about anything you see here, just shoot me a comment and I'll try to answer as best I can. This is actually a nice kind of pretty page, and one of the reasons I love using these yearbooks is because you can see all this writing in the background, and that was all there. Those are just signatures that were already part of the book when I got it, so I didn't try to cover them all up because I think it gives just a really nice background. I love using yearbooks. If I can find them, it makes me really happy. I actually saw some at a couple of, I don't know, garage sales or estate sales or something this summer, but they were water damaged and the pages were all already really wrinkly, so I decided to pass on those, but I'm always on the lookout. This one is kind of cool. These are actually paper cutouts. You can even see the lines on them. It was just lined paper, and I stuck them in there. I have a real fascination with circles. You'll see that as we continue on. I love circles. This is oil pastel and tons of other, I mean, just like there's a lot of different media here, but that hair is definitely oil pastel. Here is you can see there is some real happy stuff going on here, and here too. Very dark, lots of black. This one's bright. It's bright and pretty. I like the colors here. These are kind of nice. I like the way this page turned out. Here's more circles. I love the colors here, and I like how these drips are, and I just think that one turned out really nice. This is actually just a piece of copy paper that you know, I doodled on, and then I liked it, so I just taped it in here. I cut one of the pages out and taped this in. I just liked the way it looked. I think I was bored at work or something. This is oil pastel. Just a quick little drawing, and then some collage papers in the background. I think that looks like chalk pastel with water, but I'm not sure. Just, you know, there's a lot of pages in here that I'm sure don't look finished. To me, they are as finished as I want them to be, but most of this was really just trying out things, and some of it, a lot of it, to be honest, was not very successful, but hey. This is just a sticker a friend gave me. I thought it was kind of cool. I actually used nail polish here to do her necklace. Just kind of playing with monochromatic color scheme. And you see there's this girl here. Just a lot of kind of playing around and seeing how things were going to work. More circles. More circles. And see, some of it just wasn't successful. I mean, this is just, I'm not crazy about these colors, I'm not crazy about this composition, but, you know, it's really more about doing it than the outcome. So this is just very simple. I don't know if you can see that on camera, the shimmer background there, but it turned out kind of pretty. Just kind of doodling here, playing around. Circle backgrounds. There's a lot of circles. This was last Christmas, so I'm trying to get in the spirit a little bit. I like the way these came out. I think they turned out nice. That's done with acrylic paint. Just a little pencil drawing with some crayon. Circles. That's actually a business card that I tipped in. I don't want you to see the name on it, but just some little quick doodles I had done in a little notebook that I keep in my purse, and I just kind of stuck them in here. I do think this turned out cool. This was kind of playing around with just putting paint on one page and then closing it to see kind of patterns and textures, and then on this side I actually outlined it with black pen. And the same here. These colors just turned out beautiful. They look great together. But same, just putting paint down and then closing it to see what would happen. And this, you know, I had an idea to cut these two pages into this heart shape, and I think it turned out cool, but I just never really figured out what I wanted to do with this whole thing. So I just ended up leaving it as is, which I'm fine with. It was really fun to play around with. I just it never really came together. Obviously winter. This is oil pastel. I think that might be too. Circles and some little drawings. Some collage here. You can see this map. Old map pieces. This one I liked. I think this one was fun, and it turned out, I think, pretty nice. It was just, you know, again, this whole book is really just messing around with different mediums and sort of seeing what happened. I think this turned out nice too. I like the way these colors came together. And I like this too. This is definitely chalk pastel and then blended with water, a water brush. Oh, lots of glitter there. Some little foam sticker letters. And then this is just a junk mail envelope that I stuck in, and it's got a piece of a ripped up $20 bill and some little doodles. This page here, I think it turned out really, really great, but I was playing around with making homemade texture paste, modeling paste, molding paste, and then once I had all that texture there, I was just sort of playing around with it and adding paint and layers and spray inks and just kind of seeing what happened, and I think it turned out cool. I like it. I hope you can see. Let me hold this up and you can sort of see some of that texture. It turned out really cool. And this page is just some little doodles from another book that I stuck in here. Just playing around here with some textures and stencil. And I think this turned out nice too. I tried to do some stitching here, so there's actually thread, and then collage for the girl. And I'm pretty happy with that. I think it turned out nice. It's circles, of course. Oh, what do you know, circles. And I was trying to, I wanted to try out this shimmery tape that I got. So I kind of cut it into shapes and stuck it around. And this I'm pretty happy with too. This was just something I was playing around, practicing shading a face in another book. And even though her skin was green, because I was more worried about the shading and getting the proportions right and all of that than the colors, but I think it just turned out really nice. And this is some deli paper that I stuck on after. And I like this whole thing. I think this turned out kind of nice. Again, just sort of sticking things down, and this, gosh, I can't even tell what that is. I think it's maybe oil pastel or maybe watercolor crayon or something. But I love this. I think this and this are very nice. I think the face is nice. Again, I'm sure other people would look at these and say, oh, it's not done, it needs something else, but that's just really not what this particular book was about for me. It was just more about messing around, and to me it does feel done. So this was from a coloring book, and I colored it and then stuck it in. This is more deli paper. And this I was just trying to get some different textures and see what would happen. This is drywall tape, and this is just kind of like wadded up masking tape that I stuck down, and then I kind of painted over it and did some spray inks over it. And this I was really just trying to play around and see how I could cut these pages up to make them into a pocket or an envelope, which I did, and it turned out great, but I didn't even have anything to stick in. I just wanted to make a pocket, so I did. This is just a kid's book page. Stuck it on. A little drawing of my niece, which I think turned out really cute. I like that. A tree. This is just sort of a collage with a very bright, beautiful background and some textury stuff. And this is another page that I'm sure doesn't feel done, but once it got to this point, I was actually really happy with it, and I didn't want to add anything else, so I didn't. Here's just a kitty cat drawing. Looks like that might be acrylic paint, or maybe not. I'm not sure what that is, actually. Maybe chalk. Oh, it's chalk. This is another page where I just had all these little drawings from this notebook that I keep in my purse. So I just rounded them all up and stuck them all on here, and then I did a little bit of kind of sheer paint over it to sort of bring it all together. But I like it. I think it turned out kind of cool. I have all these little drawings, and I hate to throw them away because some of them are really cute. So here I was just sort of took some painted deli papers, and I was playing around with kind of using them to make texture, and I think this turned out really cool. I like it. Again, this is probably another page that someone would say, oh, it's not done, it's just a background, but I was really happy with it. I still am. I think it's kind of cool. Just paint. It looks like maybe a little bit of collage here. I think that's deli paper and some shimmery stuff. I was just here, these are oil pastels, and then I painted over the whole page with a very, very light wash of gesso, and then went around these. These are just the squares with the, the yearbook photos, and again, I was really happy with it just the way it was, and I didn't really want to add anything else. So. More circles, lots of them. It's just kind of messing around with collage. This is actually, what do you call it? UT, black UT. I just wanted to try it out, see what it would do, what kind of texture it would get. So I added some on there and busted out my heat gun, and there you go. And that's it. The rest, there's a couple pages here at the end, and they have all these beautiful signatures on them, and I just decided to leave it as is, and it felt like it was done to me. So there you have it. That's it. That is my second yearbook journal. I do have one more yearbook that I'm thinking about using, but it doesn't have any signatures in it, and the paper is not, like, this paper is nice, and it's not shiny. A lot of yearbooks have that real shiny, slick paper, and these older ones don't. This one I think is a little bit newer, maybe 79 or even 80. and the paper is the slick, shiny kind. So I know that one's going to be a lot more challenging to mess with, and I just haven't done anything with it yet. I do have another journal that I'm working on that's not a yearbook that I'll do a flip of when it's done, but that's it for this. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day.